Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Today I am doing a review on Life After Lockup. I don't know what episode this is. I've been watching it since the beginning, so I just decided I want to do a review on this because there's a lot of craziness going on. These people are crazy. First, they started off with Destiny and Sean. And this time, I made sure I wrote down their ages because I'm thinking like, y'all too old to be doing all of this and acting crazy. Destiny is 29. Sean is 45. And it come on, of course, with Destiny talking about how she's betrayed, that Sean was still talking to his ex, which is, he has like, what, 5 or 6 kids with his ex. So I'm like, why wouldn't he be talking to his ex? Like, what else? How is he going to communicate with her? But anyway, Sean says that he is going to court, even though Destiny told him not to go, that he didn't need to come. But this man has $50,000 on the line. So, of course, he's going to show up at her court date. I would, if I had $50,000 I had put up for a bond or whatever for someone. And so Destiny is talking to her sister. She's thinking about not going to court. She's thinking about skipping and not going to court because she doesn't know she'll be going back to jail or whatever. So she's worried about that. And so when it comes around to it, the sister shows up to the courthouse and it's like 10 minutes before the her court time. And sister is there. She's looking for Destiny. She said she woke up, Destiny was gone, which she had already said the night before, that last time her sister left and was gone when she woke up. And then Sean shows up 5 minutes before the court date, and he's sitting there in his car, and the sister sees him. She's like, why is he here? Why wouldn't he be there? $50,000, I would be there too. So they leave their kind of scene hanging where we don't know if Destiny shows up or not. But they showed her on her way to court. So I'm assuming she's going to pull up and she's going to go to court. That is my conclusion of that. The next couple is Andrea and Lamar. Andrea is 40. Lamar is 44. Too old for all the drama, but I can say I did enjoy their scene this time. I did enjoy their little segment. They're leaving the hotel because we know that Andrea packed up and left because she was mad that Lamar told their daughter to lie to her and hide that she had went to meet her sister. So she wakes up and she's talking about how her mind is clear now and she's ready to talk to Lamar and kind of get some clearing on some things after getting into that fight. Lamar, he tries to give her flowers when she walks in, and at first she tries to act like she doesn't want to take the flowers. Like, girl, take them flowers. The man trying to be nice, even though you showed out, he's still trying to be nice and give you some flowers. So they have their little discussion, and Lamar apologizes for telling Priscilla to keep a secret from her, which he was wrong about that. I did feel like he was wrong for telling her to keep that a secret, but at the same time, it's like a double-ended sword because it's like if he told her, she was gonna show out. If he told her daughter not to tell him, she was gonna show out. So either way, he was gonna get it. So and then Andrea, she of course apologizes for overreacting and recognizes that she does too much all the time. Yes, she does. And she just feels like she got so upset because she was not a part of her daughter getting to meet her sister for the first time, and she felt like she should have been a part of that. I don't know if I don't think that's the real reason, because she wouldn't have cared if they never met. It seems like she didn't have an interest in the meeting. So Lamar tells Andrea that she should have a conversation with Shantae, who is his oldest daughter, and explain that she's not looking to take her farther away so that they can kind of build a better relationship. And then Lamar apologizes to Priscilla. Priscilla is 8 years old and she's the cutest little thing. He apologizes to Priscilla for telling her to keep a secret. And Priscilla makes some pinky promise. They do like a little pinky promise that they won't keep any more secrets ever again. Very sweet scene. Priscilla seems like a very intelligent child. Both Tennyson and the oldest daughter, they both seem very mature for their ages. And I'm just like, Andrea, the kids need to teach you a little something because they act more mature than you. And so after all of that, Priscilla just said she wants them to be a happy family and not go through that again. An 8-year-old now telling her dad that. At this time, Lamar's in his little in-home studio, and he told him let's do a little freestyle to talk about what happened, and they did a little cute freestyle. Priscilla did a freestyle talking about her dad and mom and the situation, and then Lamar ended off with his little freestyle. Very cute scene. I enjoyed that. Next couple, Scott and Lindsay. Scott is 52. Lindsay is 28. Scott, what were you expecting? That's the question I want to ask. What were you expecting? A 28-year-old who's been to prison and jail numerous times, and he says that he thought that she was going to get out and be different and do different. Okay, good thought, but it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out that way. Lindsay is showing her natural behind. You hear me? The way she flipped that table and slammed that door, we already know that a few screws are missing with Miss Lindsay. Scott, when she's showing out, she's done all this stuff. Scott is just sitting there with his legs crossed, still trying to find this little piece in the book that she said that she wrote this stuff about. So he's just sitting flipping through the book, and I'm like, poor Scott. Poor Scott, he don't know what to do. But he's just sitting calmly. And then Scott says, because how she's acting, that's why it's no doubt in his mind that she'll be going back to jail in the next 6 months. I'm like, duh. Okay, because she's showing out. She's talking about killing people and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, she'll be back. She'll be back in prison. And he knows, he recognizes it is a toxic relationship. We all see that. Very toxic. She finally walks into his office, and she has destroyed his office. She's poured out all his pills. I'm like, Lord have mercy. The man, blood pressure pills all over the floor. So she's poured out his pills. She's put powder over everything. She's dumped his papers all over the floor. And he's just calm. He's just like, I don't know if she's done this before and it's normal for him, but he walks in and he's just like, yeah, I didn't expect anything less from her. And I'm like, wow. If you don't put her out your house, ain't no way. But she's trying to get a strong lock. She was on the phone with someone sitting in the truck and asking some guy to get a strong lock. She wants a lock that's really strong. And at first I'm thinking like, where you gonna put a lock at? But I'm assuming she wants to put it on our bedroom door. And so I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna go. How you gonna be in this man's house and talking about you gonna put a lock on the door? And the guy's kind of like, well, isn't that gonna make him suspicious? You putting a lock on the door in his home? She was like, well, there are tenant laws. Baby girl, you are not a tenant. That man was letting you live there at his house, and now you have destroyed his office. He can call the police on you, and you can go back to prison right now. But I think Scott's not going to do that because he does feel sorry for her, and he has built a relationship with her daughter. So I think that's the only reason why he is going to, probably allow her to stay or kind of work something out where she will be able to leave. But that situation is just crazy. And he did say that he does want her to just leave. He said that in his confessional, he just wants her to leave. And Lindsay says that she is not leaving, and she's going to bring over whoever she wants to bring over when she wants to. So, Miss Ma'am says she playing no games. She doing what she want to do. She don't care what Scott feel about it. And, Lindsay, she looks like a straight lunatic. It looks like she has just lost her mind. She's ticking and turning her neck, and I'm like, exorcism or something. I don't know what's going on with Lindsay. Pray for them. All right, next couple, Chevelle and Quaylon. Now, this couple, the age range is, they're together. Chevelle is 31. Quaylon is 29. But my only thing about this relationship is that Quaylon went to prison when he was a teenager. He was a teenager. I can't quite remember the exact age he was when he went to prison, but I know it was like 16, 17, and he gets out and he's 29. Like, he's not ready to be locked down in a relationship with somebody who has a child and get married. let that man be free and get out and enjoy his freedom. Like, you trying to lock this man down. But anyway, Quaylen, he's going to look for his girl because I guess, she caught him talking to someone else on the phone. And so he says that he's going to go and get his family back. So he gets a flight and he goes to, I believe it was Branson. And so he shows up there to kind of reconnect with Chevelle. And I guess she didn't know he was coming. But it's Chevelle, Maila, I believe her daughter's name is Maila, and her cousin, Uncle D Mark. Now, Uncle D Mark keep it all the way real. I like Uncle D Mark because he keeping it real with her and telling her the truth. But of course, she gonna do what she want to do. But they all are going to an amusement park or a water park or something like that. And Miss Chevelle can barely walk with this tight dress on. I'm like, why would you wear that to the music park? But whatever, do you? Quaylen tries to call her. And he says he hasn't seen her in about a month, and she won't, answer his calls right now while he was trying to call her. And Quaylen calls Maila because little Maila has her own cell phone. So he calls Maila and asks where they are. And at this time, Chevelle has went to the restroom. So Maila she doesn't know exactly where they are, but he sees a Ferris wheel in the back. And so that kind of lets him be able to go and ask around to try to figure out, okay, where's a Ferris wheel in Branson? Where would I go for that? And so Uncle D Mark looks a little aggravated because he's standing there with Maila while, she's on the phone. And we already know Uncle D Mark is not feeling Quaylen at all. Quaylen is walking around the city, dragging his luggage behind him. And I'm like, you couldn't have got a hotel room and go and put your luggage up first and then, figure your way around. But okay, do you? So he asked a lady in some store how to get to this Ferris wheel. And that he tells her he's in hot water and da-da-da. So the lady directs him how to get there. And then the lady, after he said he's in hot water, she tells him, just be smooth. Just be smooth. Okay, try that, Quaylen. Just be smooth. But anyway, Quaylen continues his little journey, walking down the road with his luggage, carrying his luggage behind him. Quaylen shows up at the amusement park, of course, with his luggage. And Mr. DeMarcus, he's looking like, what in the world? Like, why are you here? And Chevelle, she looks so happy to see him, even though she hasn't been answering the phone, and she's talking about how she's moved on. She's been out on a date, and she's done with Quaylen. She jumps up with the biggest smile on her face and gives him the biggest hug. Like, yes, my prince, you've come to rescue me. And I'm like, baby, really? Really? After all that you just talked. But I guess she was excited that he did put forth the effort to come to find them. And she's asking, like, how did you find us? How did you know? And of course, he tells her, I called Maila and I saw the Ferris wheel in the back, and that's how I found you all. But anyway, Chevelle, kind of talks in her confessional about how she's torn if she wants to give Quaylen another chance or not. So she's, kind of weighing her decision on if she wants to get back with him or if she wants to go her separate way. Anyway, I already told you, Cousin DeMarcus, I already knew he was going to pop out. But Cousin DeMarcus said, what are you doing here? So Mr. Quaylen, you got a bodyguard? This your bodyguard? Cousin, like, no, I'm not a bodyguard, but, I just want to know, what's your reason? What's your purpose for being here? So, Quaylen, Chevelle, I came here to see you. I came here to holler at you. So, what's up? Cousin, like, we listening to what you have to say. And of course, they go back and forth for a moment. And Miss Chevelle just sitting there skinning and grinning like, this is the best thing to her. I'm like, girl, you're looking crazy right now. You need to have cousin back. You need to have your cousin back because he been riding for you. He the one that been holding you down. So I love what Cousin D-Mark did say. He ended up getting up and walking away. He was just like, I'll let y'all have this. I'll let y'all have it. But in his confessional or in his little interview when he walked away, he was like, I'm trying to save somebody who don't want to be saved. So you know what? I'm just about to step up out of this situation. I'm like, yeah, that's your best bet because Chevelle gonna do what she wants to do. Next couple, Sarah and Michael. Sarah is 26. and Michael is 28. I'm so sick of Michael. Now, out of all of the characters on this show, Michael is the one that I'm just like, I'm sick of you. He swears he's Casanova, and he just got it going on. And the stuff that he said in this segment about her, about how he can have her anytime he want to and all this and that. I can't stand a man who just thinks they just got it like that, and you know you playing this moment. So if you know that you got her wrapped up like that, why are you playing with her emotions and playing with her feelings? But anyway, here we go. Michael, he's leaving his hotel room and says that he's going to go and make up with Sarah. And he's going to be the bigger person and pacify her feelings for the girls. Everything's for the girls. He shows up at Sarah's house, and all right, on Michael shows up to Sarah's house. He apologizes to Aviana. And actually, Sarah apologizes to Aviana. I had that right. Sarah apologizes to Aviana for how they reacted in front of her. And that's the right thing to do. Have that conversation with your children when you know, as adults, sometimes we lose our tempers and don't handle things the right way. But I do think it's important to have that conversation with your kids so they're not left just wondering what's going on or feeling like, oh, this is normal to carry on like this. I like that she had that conversation and apologized and told her that, you know, that's not the way I should have reacted, and that's not what I should have done. So I like that. And Aviana seems to be a very smart little girl. All the little kids on here seem very intelligent for their age and very mature. But Sarah offers Michael a beer. After he they didn't had this big blowout the last episode, but she offers him a beer, and I'm like, girl, no, what are you doing? Why are you offering this man a beer? You know where that takes y'all. You know what y'all get going when y'all drink and have another baby. Just go ahead and have another baby with Michael. But they are still married. And I think Michael even said something about we're in an open marriage. And she's like, no, we aren't. No, we are not. They need to get divorced. That's what they need to do. But anyway, Michael apologizes for his part. Sarah tells him to stop bringing up the past and focus on right now, because anytime they talk about the past, they get into a big blowout and it becomes something that she doesn't want it to be. The producer asked Sarah in her confessional, where's Michael going to sleep? Sarah, oh, he'll sleep by himself somewhere. He ain't sleeping with me. Side eye, cause we know Sarah lying. I already know it. Michael asked about her boyfriend Malcolm, and she says she doesn't know where they stand. But that doesn't mean that she's going to hook up with Michael. So I'm just like, okay, you saying all this, that's already in your mind. You already know you're going to hook up. And Michael, all he got to do is swoon her with those little eyes. And I don't know what she sees in them, but I guess like he said, he has her wrapped around his finger. They both start laughing when he asked something about when the last time we did it or were intimate. They both laughed about it. And Michael, he looks, I don't know, a lot of the time he looks high or drunk. And in this scene, I know they had been drinking a beer, but I didn't know one beer would do that to you. Of course, they cut the scenes down, so we don't know how many beers they drunk or what, but he looks like he's high or drunk or something. Those eyes are glassy and everything. But anyway, that's when he made the comment about them being in an open marriage, and that he knows that he can have sex with Sarah at any time he wants to, and he knows that he has it like that. And I'm just like, Sarah, get that man up out your house, because he's playing you again. Next couple, Puppy and Amber. Now, this is the couple right here that I can take or leave. This was their most entertaining segment since I've been watching, because I was just like, normally when they come on, I'm just like, okay, I can leave the room, I can go to the restroom, I can go and get me a snack, whatever. Really don't care for theirs. But one thing about them, whenever theirs come up, it's always, I live in Georgia, so when it comes up, it's a place that I know, it's a city that I know. So I'm like, oh, okay. Last time it was Hawkinsville, Georgia came up, and I was like, okay, I'm close to Hawkinsville. And then this time it was Douglasville, Georgia. So I'm always thinking like, oh, I wonder, do anybody that I know have seen them or whatever. But anyway, Puppy thinks that Amber is hot and wants Amber to kind of loosen up and tell her how she really feels, because Puppy is feeling and she knows that Amber is really not all the way there with her, and she's sensing that. So she really just wants an honest and open conversation about what's really going on. They're getting ready to go out, so they're getting dressed and they are chugging down a bottle of Crown before they even go. I mean, turning it up, going. I'm just like, oh, they gonna be towed up. They getting towed up. So Amber says Puppy is her wifey, but she is keeping a secret from her. And of course, we see in a confessional, Amber is talking to a guy on the phone who, I'm assuming, a guy who is in prison that she's probably been talking to. And so she has that going on, and she hasn't told Puppy the truth about that. Introduces Puppy. They get to the club, and Amber introduces Puppy to all of her friends. And now all of these friends are mostly black gay men. So I'm like, okay, they about to turn up. They about to have a good time, because we know gay men, they can turn up. They have a good time. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a night right here. And then after she introduces Puppy to all her friends, then Amber is chugging a bottle of Grey Goose. I'm like, Amber is not gonna make it through the night, because she been chugging before she left. Now she's chugging at the club, and she's just drinking all night long. But Amber and Puppy, they both are drunk, and they start making out at the club. And it's the funniest thing in the world, the little dancing that she was doing on that Amber was doing on Puppy. I'm like, no ma'am, you cannot dance, but okay, do what you do. Amber's friends, the guys at the club, start asking Puppy questions about their relationship. And Vince, who was the guy that she originally came onto this show with, was Vince. And so they were asking questions about him and what they had going on. And they basically said they want Amber to choose Puppy because Puppy is so much better. And this name Puppy, like, where did that name come from? But I don't know. But also, there was a scene where they showed Amber over talking to a guy, and I had to stop. I had to rewind it. I'm like, nah, that's the guy from Love and Hip Hop. And I assumed that was a gay club that she was at, because it was nothing but gay men. Puppy and Amber, they gay, and so I don't know if it was a gay club or maybe it was a gay night. I don't know, or maybe he was doing a guest appearance. But it was Scrap De Leon, one of the guys who I know played on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and she was over there talking to him for a minute. So yeah, I caught that. Puppy is starting to get really aggravated that Amber has left her by herself. And before they got to the club, she had already told Amber, don't leave me by myself, because these are your friends. I don't know these people, so please just don't leave me by myself. And so Amber is off drunk, and she's enjoying this social life, and she's socializing and soaking up her 5 minutes of fame and talking to everybody. She done forgot about Puppy. Puppy looking for her, talking about, where's Amber? Don't nobody know. Amber, who knows? But she does start talking about how she feels like Amber is playing with her emotions because she's not being all the way honest with her. And then they leave the club, and of course Puppy has a little attitude because Amber kept leaving her, even though she had told her not to leave her. So she had an attitude about that. And then Puppy made the statement that Amber likes to get drunk so that she can have sex with me. So I'm like, if you know that, then evidently she's not that into you. If she got to get drunk to get intimate with you, then you need to rethink your choice in your mate. Amber is super duper drunk by the time they get home. Both of them can barely walk into the house, and then the scene ends with them going into the bedroom and closing the door and making out and da-da-da. And I'm like, I hope Mama either is not there or don't wake up, because she's already told them, do not get intimate in my house. So, and Mama ain't feeling that relationship. So, but that's how their scene ended. So we'll see how that goes. The last couple is Lacey, Shane, and John. Lacey is 31, and it says Lacey is a model. Now, you know, if you read the little captions, it tells you their age and their occupation. That just caught me off guard for Lacey, because I'm like, I haven't seen Lacey do any modeling. Lacey's 31. Shane is 22, which I think is really young to be getting married. And Lacey already had 2 or 3 kids, and now she's pregnant with his child. And then there's John, who's 34. And out of these 3 people, John got the best job. It says John is an HVAC technician. So I'm like, okay, go John. And Shane, it says he's a laborer, a malicious wounding. Never heard of it. I didn't look it up, but I was like, I don't know what that is. But anyway, the scene opens with Lacey, Shane, and the 3 kids sitting down eating dinner, I guess, because she told them to go to bed afterwards. So I guess they were eating dinner. This was the funniest thing, because Shane asked how the kids' day was. He was like, okay, kids, how was your day at school? And they were like, okay, it was good. And then he asked, well, do any kids lie at school? Are there any kids at school lying? And then he gives them a whole lesson on not lying and how important it is to tell the truth. But really, of course, we all know he was trying to hit Lacey. He was trying to, basically, he's talking to her by, you know, entertaining and talking to the kids. So that was just the funniest thing. Of course, she knew that what he was trying to do. And the last episode, of course, Dad had let the cat out of the bag and told Shane that John was out of prison. And so Shane was upset that Lacey hadn't told him that, but told Dad that. So that's where the whole lying thing was coming from. So Shane is upset that Lacey didn't tell him. And he even talked about he gonna eliminate the man. Talking about if he continues to be a problem, I'm gonna eliminate him. Shane, you want to go back to prison? Okay, keep on. And then you are, what's the word? He is threatening or whatever on tape. You on here to eliminate somebody. So if the man come up dead or hurt, who do you think the first person they're gonna look at? And they're real smart. But then the scene goes to John, who's in the kitchen burning up a grilled cheese sandwich. When I say burnt, black. And then gonna actually offer the sandwich to his friend. Like, really? Who want that? You didn't even want it. So what you gonna offer it to the man for? But the friend was a friend from prison who was his cellmate named Lloyd. And Lloyd or John, I don't know which one it was sitting there playing solitaire, and it made me want to pull out my cards. They were playing old school solitaire where you put the cards out and flip them over. I was like, oh man, I haven't played solitaire in a long time. It made me want to pull mine out, even though I almost have forgotten how to set that up. But yeah, I was like, okay, I gotta do that. But he talked about how he still wants to talk to Lacey, and how he still is confused about if she was the one who put him back in jail. Did she call the police on him? He needs closure from the situation, and she won't answer the phone. What closure do you need if she put you in jail because and he wasn't even doing anything, I don't think. I forgot what the situation was, but she already knew you were a felon, and she called the police on you for nothing. Leave the lady alone. She's married. She's pregnant. Leave her alone. But Shane is going to be upset if Lacey and John are talking. So he asked her a whole lot of questions about, are they talking? What do y'all have going on? Has he reached out to you? And Shane tells Lacey, Shane lets Lacey know that her dad told him that John is out, and Lacey feels betrayed by her dad. Now, on that part, I kind of I'm both ways with it, because I feel like Dad was wrong for stepping in that situation, because that's their marriage, and that was for her. That was for Lacey to let her husband know that this man who's been pursuing her is out. That wasn't Dad's job to do that. But then on the other hand, Dad has been playing a big role in her life, and he sees that Shane is a good man. He's good with the kids. They're married, so he's trying to look out for Shane as well, because he doesn't want Lacey and John to get back together. So I kind of understand both ways, but I understand her feelings as well. Shane again asked a lot of questions about Lacey and John. And Lacey is just like, I can't believe he's asking me all these questions. I can't believe you're asking me this. What you mean you can't believe it? You put this man out for John. You put him out the house when you were married. So why wouldn't he be questioning you about that situation? But anyway, Lacey ends up saying that she will do what she wants to do in regards to communicating with John. Ma'am, you're married. Ma'am, you're carrying his son or child or whatever you're having. How are you gonna say you'll handle that with however you want to? But that was the conclusion of Life After Lockup. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Y'all, I just wanted to add this last little clip. I realized that we're missing one couple from Life After Lockup. Marcelino and Brittany were not on this episode. I hope Mama's okay. You know, the last episode, they had found Mom and took her back home with them. I don't know what happened with this episode. Maybe they didn't tape or whatever. But I just realized they were missing. So I had to come back in and say, what do you think happened to them? Oh my goodness. Leave a comment down below. Who is your favorite couple on this show? Or who is your least favorite couple on this show? I've told you who mine is, who could go or leave. But leave a comment down below and I will see you all next week. Same time, same place.